Okay. So, the students are particularly calling out the 30% quota for the family members of the 1971 Liberation War veterans. They're calling it biased. Why do they have an issue particularly with this quota?
It is one of the issue that they think that it is too much. Our position is that when we say that we'll reform the agenda, reform the system, then we can look into the percentage of the allotted quotas. Even we can scrap also. So we don't have a hard position. So the 30% quota can be brought down to 10% or 20% or 15%, whatever it is. But in principle, the High Court opted to keep the quota system. So now I think and we think that the students' proposal and the government position and the court position is almost same. So there is no point of losing life and confrontational politics. That is giving a handle to the identified communal terroristic networks of the country headed by Jamaat-e-Islami, and especially those who boycotted the elections, one of the parties, BNP. So they are trying to use this issue, quota issue, into an ouster of the government issue. That is the situation. So the conspirators have already infiltrated into the students' movement. So whatever violence you have seen at the moment, confrontation with the government forces and police forces or RAF forces, it is led by these identified communal forces. Actually, they are pushing the student movement to a confrontational position, violent position, so that it is a bloody affair, and then the government will be in a very awkward position. So what is our proposal now? That let the students come to the table, because we agree on the reform. So there might be some debate on the percentage of quota. That can be plus minus, but in reducing the percentage of quota for the freedom fighters family or scrapping the quota of the freedom fighters family, actually certain quarters are trying to take a position against the liberation war. That is a political position. So that is different thing, but that is if you look at the Facebook, social media and everything, you will see that they are trying to take a position against the freedom fighters. Okay. That is the position.
Okay, Mr. Hasanul, the students are saying that they want, this to be passed in the parliament, the removal of the entire quota system and just limit it to 5% of what the Constitution of Bangladesh guarantees. I want to ask you, what is stopping the Sheikh Hasina government from doing this, from actually doing what the students want in the country as per the Constitution?
This time, the government and the Prime Minister, actually, they're handling the situation alone. They have not discussed with us. That is a problem. So our idea is that the government has done a mistake to take a late decision. I think they could have taken a decision 7 days back and solved the problem then and there. And then we don't have to see the loss of lives and confrontation.
Okay. My last question then, Mr. Hasanul, what is your way forward now? What is your plan forward now? How do you plan to take this forward with the protesting bodies of students?
Well, I think the government has already come forward with a concrete proposal that they will ask the Supreme Court on Sunday, when the office opens, to bring forward the hearing date, number one. They have agreed and declared that in principle they are for reform. That is a very good sign. Third, they said they are eager to sit with the students and sort it out on the table. Lastly, they have formed a high-powered judicial inquiry team to investigate into the deaths of the person for the last 2 days. So I think the government has now is very positive. I think we can gradually diffuse the situation.
All right, we'll leave it there. Mr. Hasanul Haq Inu, thank you very much for joining us, sir, on Mirror Now and helping us understand the perspective of the students' bodies as well as the government. We'll have to see how this really moves forward, and hopefully we'll have a peaceful situation soon in Bangladesh. Thank you very much, sir.